Bahrain, a tiny archipelago in the Persian Gulf, seems an unlikely candidate for financial dominance. Yet, its rise to prominence in the global financial markets is a tale of vision, strategy, and adaptability. The story begins in the early 20th century when Bahrain was little more than a collection of fishing villages and pearl diving communities. The discovery of oil in 1932 marked the first turning point in the nation's fortunes, but it was far from the last. Prior to the oil boom, Bahrain's economy relied heavily on pearl diving, an industry that had sustained the region for centuries. The global economic depression of the 1930s, coupled with the introduction of cultured pearls from Japan, had already begun to erode this traditional economic base. The discovery of oil, therefore, came at a critical juncture in Bahrain's history. Unlike its neighbors, Bahrain's oil reserves were relatively modest. This limitation, which initially appeared to be a disadvantage, would later prove to be a catalyst for diversification and innovation. The country's leaders recognized early on that oil wealth alone would not secure a prosperous future for generations to come. This realization set Bahrain on a path that would diverge significantly from other Gulf states. The 1970s saw the first major steps towards economic diversification. While other Gulf countries were riding high on the oil boom, Bahrain was already looking beyond petroleum. The government began investing in education, infrastructure, and financial services. This forward-thinking approach laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most sophisticated financial sectors in the Middle East. But the path was not without obstacles. Bahrain faced significant challenges in transforming itself from a traditional, oil-dependent economy to a modern financial hub. The country had to overcome a lack of skilled labor, inadequate infrastructure, and regional political instabilities. How did a nation with limited natural resources and a population of less than 1 million people manage to overcome these hurdles? The answer lies in a combination of strategic planning, adaptive policies, and a willingness to take calculated risks. Bahrain's leaders recognized that the country's small size, rather than being a disadvantage, could be leveraged as an asset. It allowed for greater flexibility and faster implementation of reforms compared to larger nations. One of the key decisions that set Bahrain apart was its early embrace of Islamic finance. Recognizing the growing demand for Sharia-compliant financial products, Bahrain positioned itself as a pioneer in this field. This move not only attracted investment from other Muslim countries but also established Bahrain as an innovator in the financial sector. As we delve deeper into Bahrain's transformation, we must ask ourselves, what lessons can other nations learn from this small kingdom's journey? How did Bahrain manage to create a thriving financial sector in a region dominated by oil economies? And perhaps most importantly, what does Bahrain's success tell us about the future of global finance in an increasingly interconnected world? The pre-transformation scenario in Bahrain was one of uncertainty and potential decline. With dwindling oil reserves and a pearl industry in ruins, the country stood at a crossroads. The choices made in these crucial years would shape not only Bahrain's future but also influence the economic landscape of the entire Gulf region. As we explore the decisions and strategies that followed, we begin to understand how a small nation with limited resources managed to punch far above its weight in the global financial arena. Bahrain's transformation into a financial powerhouse was not a matter of chance, but the result of a series of bold, disruptive decisions. The 1970s and 80s saw the implementation of revolutionary strategies that would reshape the nation's economic landscape. At the heart of these changes was a visionary leadership that recognized the need for radical transformation. One of the most pivotal decisions was the establishment of the Bahrain Monetary Agency in 1973, later rebranded as the Central Bank of Bahrain. This move signaled Bahrain's serious intent to become a financial hub. The central bank was given broad powers to regulate and develop the financial sector, a decision that provided the stability and oversight necessary to attract international financial institutions. Another groundbreaking decision was the introduction of offshore banking units in 1975. This move positioned Bahrain as the first country in the region to allow offshore banking, attracting numerous international banks and financial institutions. The offshore banking sector grew rapidly, with assets increasing from $1.9 billion in 1976 to $72.3 billion by 1984. But perhaps the most disruptive decision was Bahrain's early adoption of Islamic finance principles. In the 1970s, when conventional banking was the norm, Bahrain took the bold step of embracing and promoting Islamic financial products. This decision not only tapped into a growing market but also positioned Bahrain as a thought leader in the financial world. The leadership's foresight extended beyond finance. Recognizing the importance of human capital, massive investments were made in education and training. The establishment of the Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance in 1981 was a cornerstone of this strategy, providing a steady stream of qualified professionals to support the growing financial sector. These disruptive decisions were not without risk. Many questioned the wisdom of such a small nation attempting to compete with established financial centers. How could Bahrain hope to rival the likes of London, New York, or even regional powerhouses like Dubai? The answer lay in Bahrain's agility and willingness to innovate. While larger financial centers were often slow to adapt to changing market conditions, Bahrain's smaller size allowed it to pivot quickly, implementing new regulations and embracing emerging trends with remarkable speed. One such moment of transformation came with the decision to develop the Bahrain Financial Harbor. This ambitious project, launched in the early 2000s, aimed to create a state-of-the-art financial district that could compete with the best in the world. The development signaled Bahrain's commitment to remaining at the forefront of the financial industry, even as competition in the region intensified. Another crucial decision was the early adoption of fintech. Recognizing the potential of digital technologies to revolutionize finance, Bahrain established a regulatory sandbox for fintech companies in 2017. This forward-thinking approach allowed Bahrain to position itself as a hub for financial innovation in the Middle East. These disruptive decisions fundamentally altered Bahrain's economic trajectory. But they also raise important questions. How did a country with limited resources manage to implement such far-reaching changes? What were the risks involved, and how were they mitigated? More importantly, what can other nations learn from Bahrain's willingness to disrupt the status quo? As we examine these transformative decisions, it becomes clear that Bahrain's success was not just about making the right choices, but about having the courage to make choices that others deemed too risky. The leadership's ability to envision a future beyond oil, and to take concrete steps towards realizing that vision, set Bahrain apart from its neighbors. Yet, the story of Bahrain's rise is not just one of top-down decision-making. It's also a tale of adaptability and resilience at all levels of society. How did the Bahraini people respond to these radical changes? How did the culture evolve to support this new economic direction? These questions lead us to consider the broader societal implications of Bahrain's economic transformation, a topic we will explore further in subsequent chapters. Bahrain's ascent in the financial world was not merely a result of bold decisions, but also of the strategic identification and utilization of its resources. Despite its small size and limited natural resources, Bahrain managed to leverage its unique position and assets to carve out a niche in the global financial market. One of Bahrain's most valuable resources was its strategic location. Situated at the heart of the Gulf, Bahrain served as a natural gateway between the East and West. This geographical advantage was further enhanced by the country's long history as a trading hub, which had fostered a culture of openness to international business. The leadership recognized this inherent strength and built upon it, positioning Bahrain as a bridge between global financial markets and the rapidly growing economies of the Gulf region. Human capital emerged as another crucial resource. Recognizing that a thriving financial sector requires a skilled workforce, Bahrain invested heavily in education and training. The establishment of institutions like the Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance was complemented by partnerships with international universities and professional bodies. This focus on developing local talent paid dividends, creating a pool of highly skilled financial professionals that became one of Bahrain's key competitive advantages. Perhaps the most innovative aspect of Bahrain's resource strategy was its approach to regulatory frameworks. The government recognized that in the world of finance, a robust yet flexible regulatory environment could be as valuable as any physical resource. Bahrain developed a reputation for having a regulatory regime that was both stringent enough to ensure stability and flexible enough to foster innovation. This regulatory resource became a major draw for international financial institutions looking for a base in the Middle East. Bahrain also capitalized on its first-mover advantage in several areas. By being the first in the region to embrace Islamic finance, offshore banking, and later, fintech, Bahrain established itself as a pioneer. This early adoption allowed the country to develop deep expertise in these areas, creating another intangible but highly valuable resource. The country's small size, often seen as a limitation, was transformed into an asset. The compact nature of the financial sector allowed for greater coordination between regulators, financial institutions, and the government. This closeness facilitated rapid decision-making and implementation of policies, giving Bahrain an edge in adapting to changing market conditions. Another key resource was Bahrain's political stability and pro-business environment. In a region often characterized by political uncertainty, Bahrain's relative stability made it an attractive destination for international finance. The government's commitment to economic liberalization, evidenced by policies such as allowing 100% foreign ownership in most sectors, further enhanced this appeal. Bahrain also leveraged its cultural resources. The country's long history of tolerance and openness made it an attractive destination for expatriate workers, a crucial factor in developing a diverse and dynamic financial sector. The blend of Arab culture with a cosmopolitan outlook created an environment conducive to international business. Technology became another strategic resource. Recognizing the growing importance of digital infrastructure in finance, Bahrain invested heavily in its IT sector. The establishment of the Bahrain Technology Park and later, initiatives like the FinTech Bay, positioned the country at the forefront of financial technology in the region. But how did Bahrain manage to transform these diverse elements into a cohesive strategy for financial dominance? The key lay in the synergistic approach adopted by the leadership. Rather than treating each resource in isolation, Bahrain created an ecosystem where each element reinforced the others. The regulatory environment supported technological innovation, which in turn attracted human capital, creating a virtuous cycle of growth and development. This strategic approach raises several questions. How sustainable is Bahrain's model in the face of increasing regional competition? Can other small nations replicate Bahrain's success by adopting similar strategies? What are the potential risks of such a focused approach to economic development? As we delve deeper into Bahrain's journey, it becomes clear that the country's success was not just about having the right resources, but about having the vision to see potential where others saw limitations. The transformation of Bahrain's economy serves as a compelling case study in strategic resource management, offering valuable lessons for nations seeking to punch above their weight in the global economic arena. Bahrain's transformation from a small Gulf state to a financial powerhouse has had far-reaching implications that extend well beyond its borders. The kingdom's rise has reshaped regional dynamics and left an indelible mark on the global financial landscape. On a geopolitical level, Bahrain's success has altered the balance of power in the Gulf region. Traditionally, larger neighbors like Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates dominated economic discussions. However, Bahrain's emergence as a financial hub has given it a level of influence disproportionate to its size. The country has become a key player in regional economic policymaking, often punching above its weight in negotiations and partnerships. One of the most significant impacts has been in the realm of Islamic finance. Bahrain's early adoption and promotion of Sharia-compliant financial products have played a crucial role in the global growth of this sector. The kingdom's Islamic financial institutions have set standards that are now followed worldwide, influencing how Islamic banking is practiced from Malaysia to the United Kingdom. This leadership in Islamic finance has not only boosted Bahrain's economy but also enhanced its soft power, positioning it as a thought leader in this rapidly growing field. The ripple effects of Bahrain's financial sector growth have been felt across various industries. The influx of international financial institutions has spurred development in real estate, telecommunications, and hospitality sectors. This diversification has created a more robust economy, setting an example for other resource-dependent nations looking to broaden their economic base. Bahrain's success has also had a notable impact on global talent flows. The kingdom has become a magnet for financial professionals from around the world, creating a diverse, multicultural workforce. This brain gain has not only benefited Bahrain but has also facilitated knowledge transfer to other parts of the region and beyond. In terms of international trade, Bahrain's financial services have played a crucial role in facilitating commerce between East and West. The country's banks and financial institutions have become important intermediaries for businesses looking to operate in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. This has strengthened Bahrain's position as a vital link in the global economic chain. The kingdom's embrace of fintech has had global reverberations as well. Bahrain's regulatory sandbox approach has been studied and emulated by other nations, influencing how governments worldwide approach financial innovation. The country's fintech initiatives have attracted startups from around the globe, contributing to the evolution of financial technology on an international scale. Bahrain's economic model has also impacted global discussions on development strategies for small states. The country's success in leveraging its limited resources to create a thriving financial sector has become a case study in economic diversification and strategic planning. It has challenged conventional wisdom about the limitations faced by small nations in the global economy. However, Bahrain's rise has not been without controversy. The concentration of wealth in the financial sector has raised questions about income inequality and sustainable development. The country's economic model has also been scrutinized in the context of broader debates about tax havens and financial transparency. From an environmental perspective, Bahrain's shift from oil dependency to financial services has implications for global efforts to combat climate change. While the move away from fossil fuels is positive, the resource-intensive nature of maintaining a global financial hub raises its own sustainability questions. Bahrain's journey also prompts us to consider the future of global finance. In an increasingly digital and decentralized financial world, how will traditional financial hubs like Bahrain adapt? Can the kingdom maintain its competitive edge as fintech continues to evolve and potentially disrupt traditional banking models? Moreover, Bahrain's success raises important questions about the nature of economic development in the 21st century. Is the kingdom's model replicable, or is it a unique product of specific historical and geographical circumstances? How can other small nations learn from Bahrain's experience while adapting strategies to their own contexts? As we reflect on Bahrain's global impact, it becomes clear that the kingdom's influence extends far beyond the realm of finance. Its journey offers valuable insights into the complex interplay between economic policy, geopolitics, and technological innovation in our interconnected world. The story of Bahrain's rise is not just about numbers and markets, it's a testament to the power of vision, adaptability, and strategic thinking in shaping the global economic landscape. The transformation of Bahrain's economy from a pearl-diving and oil-dependent nation to a global financial powerhouse is best illustrated through its remarkable economic statistics. These numbers not only showcase the country's impressive growth but also highlight the scale of its achievement in the financial sector. Bahrain's gross domestic product, GDP, growth tells a compelling story. In 1980, Bahrain's GDP stood at $3.9 billion. By 2020, it had skyrocketed to $38.8 billion, representing a staggering growth of over 800% in 4 decades. This growth rate outpaced many of its regional counterparts and even some developed economies. The financial sector's contribution to GDP has seen an exponential rise. In the early 1980s, the sector accounted for less than 10% of GDP. Today, it contributes over 17%, making it the second largest sector of the economy after oil and gas. This shift underscores the success of Bahrain's diversification efforts and its emergence as a financial hub. Employment figures in the financial sector are equally impressive. From a few thousand jobs in the 1970s, the sector now employs over 14,000 people, with Bahrainis making up nearly 70% of this workforce. This high level of local employment in a specialized sector is a testament to Bahrain's investment in education and training. The growth of Bahrain's banking sector assets is particularly noteworthy. In 1980, total banking assets stood at $5.8 billion. By 2020, this figure had ballooned to $207 billion, an increase of over 3,500%. This growth has far outpaced the country's overall economic expansion, highlighting the financial sector's central role in Bahrain's economic transformation. Bahrain's position in Islamic finance is reflected in its impressive numbers. The kingdom is home to 21 Islamic banks, with total assets exceeding $28 billion. It ranks first globally in Islamic finance regulation according to the Islamic Finance Development Indicator, showcasing its leadership in this rapidly growing sector. The country's stock market, the Bahrain Bourse, has also seen remarkable growth. Its market capitalization has increased from just over $5 billion in 2000 to nearly $27 billion in 2020, a five-fold increase in 2 decades. Foreign direct investment, FDI, inflows provide another indicator of Bahrain's economic success. Annual FDI inflows have grown from just $65 million in 1990 to over $1 billion in recent years, reflecting the country's attractiveness to international investors. Bahrain's global rankings further illustrate its economic achievements. The country ranks 35th out of 190 economies in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index, the second highest in the Middle East and North Africa region. It also ranks 20th globally in the Heritage Foundation's Index of Economic Freedom, reflecting its business-friendly environment and open economy. The growth of Bahrain's fintech sector is evidenced by the rapid increase in the number of fintech companies. From just a handful in 2015, the number has grown to over 90 companies by 2021, with investments in the sector exceeding $100 million. Perhaps one of the most striking statistics is Bahrain's GDP per capita, which has risen from $6,800 in 1980 to over $23,000 in 2020. This threefold increase places Bahrain firmly in the high-income country category, a remarkable achievement for a nation with limited natural resources. These numbers raise intriguing questions. How has Bahrain managed to achieve such exponential growth in its financial sector? What strategies enabled this small nation to outperform larger economies in certain areas? Moreover, what do these figures tell us about the future trajectory of Bahrain's economy? While these statistics are impressive, they also prompt us to consider the challenges that come with rapid economic transformation. How sustainable is this growth model? What are the potential risks of such heavy reliance on the financial sector? And how does Bahrain plan to maintain its competitive edge in an increasingly digital and globalized financial landscape? As we analyze these numbers, it becomes clear that Bahrain's economic journey is more than just a story of financial success. It's a narrative of strategic vision, adaptability, and the power of focused economic policy. These statistics not only reflect Bahrain's past achievements but also set the stage for understanding the country's future challenges and opportunities in the ever-evolving world of global finance. Bahrain's remarkable journey from a small Gulf state to a global financial hub offers a wealth of lessons for other nations and provides intriguing insights into the future of international finance. As we analyze the key factors behind Bahrain's success, we can extract valuable strategies and anticipate potential challenges in the evolving landscape of global economics. One of the primary lessons from Bahrain's experience is the importance of strategic diversification. By recognizing early on that its oil reserves were limited, Bahrain proactively developed its financial sector. This foresight enabled the country to build a sustainable economic model that could thrive beyond the era of fossil fuels. For other resource-dependent nations, Bahrain's story underscores the critical need to invest in alternative industries well before traditional revenue sources begin to decline. Another crucial lesson lies in Bahrain's approach to regulation. The country's ability to create a regulatory environment that is both robust and flexible has been a key driver of its success. By striking a balance between ensuring financial stability and fostering innovation, Bahrain has created an attractive ecosystem for both established financial institutions and fintech startups. This regulatory agility serves as a model for other nations seeking to develop their financial sectors in an era of rapid technological change. Bahrain's success also highlights the power of specialization. By focusing on specific areas such as Islamic finance and fintech, the country has carved out unique niches in the global financial landscape. This strategy of identifying and capitalizing on specific market opportunities offers valuable insights for other small nations looking to compete on the world stage. The kingdom's investment in human capital stands out as another critical success factor. By prioritizing education and professional development in the financial sector, Bahrain has built a skilled local workforce capable of driving innovation and growth. This emphasis on developing human resources provides a blueprint for nations aiming to create knowledge-based economies. Looking to the future, Bahrain faces both opportunities and challenges. The continued growth of Islamic finance presents a significant opportunity for the kingdom to further cement its position as a global leader in this sector. However, Bahrain will need to continue innovating to stay ahead of increasing competition from other financial centers in the region and beyond. The rapid advancement of financial technology presents both a challenge and an opportunity. Bahrain's early embrace of fintech has positioned it well, but the country will need to continue adapting to remain relevant in an increasingly digital financial world. The rise of cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, and decentralized finance could fundamentally reshape the global financial landscape, requiring Bahrain to evolve its regulatory frameworks and infrastructure continually. Climate change and the global shift towards sustainable finance represent another area of both risk and opportunity. As the world moves towards a low-carbon economy, Bahrain will need to adapt its financial services to support and facilitate this transition. Developing expertise in green finance and sustainable investing could open new avenues for growth and solidify Bahrain's position as a forward-thinking financial center. Geopolitical risks remain a constant concern. Bahrain's success is partly predicated on its stability in a sometimes volatile region. Maintaining this stability while navigating complex regional politics will be crucial for the country's continued prosperity. The COVID-19 pandemic has also highlighted the importance of resilience and adaptability in the face of global crises. Bahrain's response to the pandemic, particularly in accelerating digital transformation in the financial sector, offers lessons in crisis management and adaptation for other nations. As we look ahead, several questions emerge. Can Bahrain maintain its competitive edge as other countries in the region develop their own financial hubs? How will the kingdom navigate the potential disruptions brought about by emerging technologies in finance? And how can Bahrain leverage its success in finance to drive broader economic and social development? Bahrain's journey offers a compelling case study in economic transformation. It demonstrates that with visionary leadership, strategic planning, and adaptability, even small nations can achieve outsized influence in the global economy. However, it also serves as a reminder that in the fast-paced world of international finance, past success is no guarantee of future prosperity. Continuous innovation, adaptation, and foresight will be key to Bahrain's ability to maintain and expand its position as a global financial powerhouse in the years to come. The lessons from Bahrain's rise extend beyond economics, touching on broader themes of national development, the role of government in shaping economic destiny, and the interplay between local expertise and global trends. As the world grapples with challenges ranging from technological disruption to climate change, Bahrain's experience offers valuable insights into how nations can navigate and thrive amidst profound economic transformations.